عبد الفتاح محمد عبد الفتاح.
Yes.
عبد السلام حلمي عبد السلام. عبد الواحد إبراهيم مصطفى.
Yes.
عبد الله محمد يوسف.
Yes.
عبير درويش أحمد علي. عبير زكريا عطية إبراهيم. أحلام محمد العباسي. أحمد علي زنون. أحمد السيد مصطفى حسنين.
Here.
Thank you.
Sorry?
Yes.
There is something wrong in my name. Ahmed السيد مصلحي not Mustafa.
All right.
مصلحي MOSELHY.
أحمد السيد
السيد مصلحي
MOU
MOSELHY.
مصلحي.
Thank you.
You're welcome. أحمد السيد شلبي. أحمد بلال سلطان. أحمد إبراهيم الشرقاوي. أحمد محمد زكي جاد. أحمد سيد عبد الله بدر. سعيد. How do you spell Said? So the spelling is correct. I pronounce it wrong. Okay. Sorry. I'm going to pronounce it wrong again until I get to know the name. Right. Ahmed Zaki Ibrahim. Well, they have that enough. That's enough. Ahmed, it's all right. 3 names. Ali Al-Shayma Muhammad Naguib.
Yes, but I want to add Omar as Muhammad Naguib is my father.
Well, the thing is that they write 3 names only in the certificate. So
Shayma Muhammad Naguib.
I know this is what I wrote as a compound name. I know, but they. Can I answer?
3.
Yes. All right. Otherwise, check the possibility of adding that with Miss Amani.
Okay.
Ali Abdul Qawi Hilali.
Yes.
Ali Nabawi Ali Sayyid.
Yes.
Sayyid or Sayyid? Aliya Muhammad Magdi Al-Far.
Yes.
Thank you. Amal Fawzi Abdul Rahman. 3 names. 3 names. Amal Fawzi Abdul Rahman. You don't want Abdul Rahman? What difference does it make? Ma'am. Amal Fawzi Muhammad. That's the name you want? All right. Amal Rida Abdul Mawla Khumbar. Yeah, right. Amani Abdul Qawi Hekal. Amira Muhammad Kamal.
Yes.
Thank you. Amira Sulaiman Hassan. Ajlan Abdul Hakim Rafi Ibrahim. Rifai. Should I remove Rifai?
Yes.
Okay, no Rifai. So it's Ibrahim.
لا نو رفاعي إبراهيم السطور
All right. Ajlan Muhammad Ali Arafat. أسماء عبد المرضي درويش. أسماء أحمد محمود محمود.
أسماء أحمد محمد.
Okay. Yes. أسماء ثابت أمين. أيمن كرم الدين أحمد. باهر محمد رفعت مصطفى. Thank you. دعاء فاروق البطراني. بطرني. Yeah, I said that one. ابتسام محمود درويش. محمد. إيهاب عبد السلام محمد. Thank you. أميرة السيد إبراهيم.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Please, ma'am.
All right.
This name will be in certificate.
I'm sorry.
Will be in certificate.
Yes.
I want to change it in the school. Ahmed Zaki or Nubel.
Abu Naga.
Number 16.
Abu Naga.
Yes.
ABUELNAGA.
EL.
Right?
Thanks.
Okay, that's 36. Oh. Next session.
شكرا.
الأول هطلب حضرتك معدل الحاجات الكتير وبعدين عندي لسه. Thank you. يلا
بليز.
اماني
يعني دلوقتي حاجه عليك.
ايوه شوفي لو حد في الاول عشان
بليز مس كان توك ويز مس اماني.
No.
Can we
Good
add
morning.
Omar then we will talk?
Can you please sit down? I'll tell you what will happen. I'll tell you the order. Everything will be fixed. We need to listen. Good morning, everybody. So happy to be among you on a Thursday, on a weekend. I'm gonna get the door. I don't want to echo. My name is Sahar Fouad Abdel Fattah, and they call me Dr. Sahar. I don't know why they call me that, maybe because I'm a doctor. I'm gonna write my name down here, and I'm gonna post it so everybody will remember what my name is. The reason why I'm here today is to learn from you. In any learning environment, as far as I try to pass you what I already know, which is this much, I learn from you a lot. I learn about the cultures. I learn about your schools. I learn about your problems. And we try together, as a learning environment, to come up with the best ways we have settled learning environments. I worked in the field of education for about 25 years of my short life. I traveled a lot. I worked in different countries. And I've learned a lot from all these different countries. I'm a certified Florida Atlantic University trainer. And currently I'm working as a middle and high school principal. Trying to do the job. All right. And I've been working for Education First, with Education First, my family. And this is what I feel, where I feel most comfortable with Education First. For about 2 years now, right? 2 years. Yeah, 2 years. We've done trainings to so many governorates, with so many people, with so many backgrounds, and it helped us a lot. Now I'm going to answer one question usually asked. Why Florida Atlantic University? Right? Nobody asked that question, so I'm going to answer it for you. Ila Hassan? On. I'm not sure if this is all. Until this thing carries on, Florida Atlantic University is one of the reputable universities worldwide, especially in the field of education. We got certified from the Education Leadership Department. And this department is very much concerned with research, the best practices. As in, they don't take stuff for granted and say, this is from the book to the teacher. No. They depend on the feedback they get from different cultures and different countries to know what are the best sorting tools for education. This is called the best practice. It's like what you do inside your class. You come with a plan, and you decide to change your plan because some of the students are not making the best out of it. So what Florida Atlantic University does is that they take these surveys and look at the needs of each country. We work on needs. We don't work on from research to people. All right? This is why we chose Florida Atlantic University. It's a top-notch university in the field of research and the field of education. That's why we chose. I'm married. I have 2 kids. My daughter is a teacher. And my son is going to uni this year, university this year, this is his first year, an old lady. And I like swimming. I like cooking, but I don't have time to. I like eating. And the best time I spend is the time I spend with my family. All right, so let's make the best time today because I really consider you at the end of the third day my family. So let's make the best time. All right, I have a booklet I'm not going to distribute until we start the icebreaker. Do you know what an icebreaker is?
Yes.
Teachers, I need you to give me the sign, which means I want to participate, if you want to participate. So what is an icebreaker inside your class? What do you do inside your class as an icebreaker? Warm-up is a synonym for an icebreaker. What do you do? I usually go there and like, I don't smile. And I said it to him. And I say, this is my expectation of you. And I expect you all to abide by them. I'm not smiling the first day. And I try to make sure that all the students know what I want from them, setting the tone. Whether you're teaching English, and I know all of you are teaching English, whether you're teaching math, whether you're teaching any subject in the world, the first thing you have to keep in mind is to set the tone. You know what setting the tone is? Putting clear, defined rubrics or criteria which you want your students to have while you're teaching. So the first thing we'd like to do before we write our names, people usually tend to go and sit with the group they like to sit with. So it's always all females together, all males together. One thing. If you want to have a good class, you don't allow that. You want them to be seated in different groups. We have a small issue with the seating. So I have put a simple way of grouping people because I want you to get to know each other. Maybe you knew each other yesterday, but you have to learn from different schools. I have numbers in here except for one. You will not draw. I will choose the table, or you will choose the table. You will draw a number, and you will go to the table that is numbered the same thing. Let us write number 1 here. Let's write number 1 on this name tag and put it on the table. And let us write number 2 on this table. And post it. Number 3 on this table. And number 4 on this table. Number 5 on this table. Put number 1 and put it on the table. Now, the next step will be you draw a number. Are we together? Are we done? We'll draw a number and we'll go to the table that has the same number we have here. Okay? So I want you to pass by everybody and I'm about to throw one number and don't select. Okay?
Can I have 2?
Alright, start the movement kindly and swiftly. Let's do that in a kind and swift manner, in a soft manner. Alright? That like we expect with our students. Let's start the movement kindly. In a gentle way, in a soft way, so the whole class won't be distracted. Move it. Where's number 5? Post number 5. Put it. Put number 5.
5 here?
No, ma'am.
Until you
Finish here.
You need to do yes. Let's not see. Yay!
cut that. خلينا معاك. سيتنج قابلتي طلاب عامله ازاي؟ بتعملها كوبي تعلم تعود.
This is what I want you to do. Everything we do here today, I want you to think of your classroom. Reflect. Think. Why do I do this? Everything I do here today is for a reason. And I want you to think as educators.
To apply it to the subjects here
Why?
in our class.
Why should it be like this?
Cooperative learning.
Cooperative learning, excellent. You expose different students to different students. Because students tend to sit with students they like, not the students they don't want to sit with. So can we say this applies to cooperative learning? This supports cooperative learning. Excellent. What else? Beautiful answer. change expertise. Some students are really strong, some are not. Some are very shy, some are outgoing. So what you do by this heterogeneous assortment or grouping is that you allow students to work together on different needs and support each other. Cooperative learning. So we have collaborative and we have change expertise for cooperative learning. Can I please insist on if you want to share something, because others would need to listen. We have a problem with cultural bonding with different people or people we don't know. So on the social level, this allows students to bond with different students. Are we okay? Okay. Is the lighting okay for now, or should I dim that a bit? Is that better? Please check there. Is that better for you? Yes? Good job. All right, next. I'm going to distribute a white blank paper, and I want you to take the paper, fold it into two like this. On the outside, the name you would like me to call you. On the other side, the stage you teach, or if you hold any position in your school other than teaching, like I'm going to do now. So that's my name, this is my role. And I'll open it on the inside, one thing I would like to learn by the end of today. One thing I would like to learn by the end of today. And this is my wish. You don't share your wish with anybody. This is for you. One. Nobody will see that. And you put it like that in front of you. So it makes it easy for me to, yes. Right? By the end of today. One thing you would like to learn at the end of today's session. Let that be as fast as you can. You have 2 minutes to do it. You want to let? No, in front of you. That's for you, not for me.
Say the instructions again.
Yes, please. On one side, your name or the name you would like me to call you. On the other side, your role at your school. If you're a teacher and a head of department, for example, or a supervisor, just write a role. On the inside, it is something for you, for your own reflection. One thing you would like to learn, you don't see mine, you would like to learn at the end of this session, this whole day, these sessions actually, the 3 sessions. Like, at the end of these sessions, I would want to know about. I'd like to learn about. I can't give examples for you. I gave examples. I can't tell you your wish. It is what you want to learn. It is not what I want you to learn.
According to what?
Today's sessions. Today's sessions. At the end of today's sessions. Are we good? May I see your nameplates, please? May I see them in front of you, please? You don't discuss that. It's just, I'm not testing you. It's your wish. Done? Put it right in front of you, so I call your name whenever we talk. Miss Habir. Yes. Yes. In front of you, like what I did here. In front of me. So facilitator would get to know who you are all the time. Mr. Ahmed. All right. Let's reflect. Of course I can. Let's reflect on what we did now. Imagine, first day of school, first week of school. I don't know the names of the students. Instead of asking, hello, all together. Oh, that takes 2 minutes. It's supposed to take 2 minutes. Everybody, ladies please, please focus with me. First day of school, first week of school. I don't know the names of the 45, 50 students I have in my class. I have a big problem. I can't stop the lesson and ask the student, what is your name every time? So it's easier to put their names right in front of them where you can see them, or it's easier for you to call them. And guess what? When we do this with students, different students in high school, they write Rudy. This is how they like to be called. So this breaks the ice, makes it easier. They write Susu. That's how they like to be called. The girl likes to be called Susu. Okay? It's an ice break. It's another way of ice breaking and saving your time. All right.
Neglecting calling can be punishment.
I asked, neglecting calling students?
Don't say his name when speaking.
Yeah, they get intimidated by it. They don't like it. When you just call them, that's kind of not nice. They don't like it. Especially at the age of the middle school. This is preparatory for you, right? Yes, right. So, inside that class, we want to think of creating a nameplate, having the students write the names on one side. On the other side, they don't write the roles because they don't teach, for example. You may ask them to write something they like to do, a hobby or something. Like, what do you like to do in your free time? They tell you, I like to play football. Most of them do that. I like to hang out with my friends. I like to cook. I like to, whatever. So that's another, yes. On the inside, you tell them, now this is an assessment. I'm moving from breaking the ice to an assessment. On the inside of the nameplate, tell the students, write one thing you would like to learn from me by the end of this class. Maybe you want to collect those nameplates and check if you taught right. If they write, I would like to learn about grammar. I'd like to learn about the difference between nouns, proper nouns and common nouns, for example. See? And that's an assessment tool for you. You can change it. You can just tell them, by the end of the year, what would you like to learn? It's their wish. All right? This is a very important practice. You take what you want and you leave what. I'm not obliging you to do that. I'm just giving you eye-openers. No obligation. By the way, I speak fast when I'm excited. I'm usually very excited, so you have to stop me. All right, instead of writing it down, stop me. Pause, okay? All right. As I said in the beginning, in any good classroom, we have to have rules, right? I'm going to start this game with you, and I would encourage you to do it in the beginning of the year. You group the students, and you tell them, I'm going to give you, as a group, 3 minutes to think of the best learning norms for you. Like, you give them examples. You think of, I learn better when there is no distraction. I learn better when I'm in a group. I learn better, for example, I'm giving you an example. I want you to think of your own learning norms, learning environment norms. I'll give you 3 minutes to think, 2 minutes to write, and then we'll all share them, we'll write them down here. As a group. Because I am going to hold you to it. I'm going to hold you responsible because this is our learning environment. Are we good? Do you get the instructions? Should I repeat? Yes. Repeat? Yes.
I divide the groups into
This is only a way to settle things. Again, people have asked for more elaboration. You are in groups. You get 3 minutes to think of the best learning norms or rules for you as adult learning, not as students. Okay? And then I'm going to say time. 3 minutes are over. 2 minutes to write them down. And then I'll ask each group representative to give them to me so I could write them. Am I clear? Yes. All right. And your 3 minutes start now. Discussion for 3 minutes. I'm talking about us. Are you guys thinking of us? Among us. We're thinking us. We're not thinking classroom. We're thinking our learning environment. All right, time. Hello class, time. Excuse me. When I say time, hands up. Your thinking time is over. This is 2 minutes for writing them down. I suggest put 3. Because someone might steal yours, so you have other ideas on mind. Your 2 minutes start now.
مفيش مشكلة. اتند اون تايم مثلا.
1 minute.
ماشي في قانون
30 seconds, almost.
Time is running.
Oops, time. There is no right answer. It's not a competition. Time. Time. Miss Abir, time. Everybody, time. Time is time. How many times did I say time? 5 times. In order to set adults up.
For 5 minutes.
So do not blame students. Yes. You keep repeating that over and over again. Now you know how it is. Yeah, right? Let's share them together. I'm going to go with our. Can we have a synonym for norms? Excellent.
Infraction.
Huh?
Infraction.
Instruction. Criteria. Excellent. I like it. Rubrics. Class rubrics. Since we're doing an English class, we can put rubrics. Yes.
Regulations.
Bravo.
Standards.
Super. Who said standards? You deserve a star. That's outside the box. Standards. Yalla, you're doing a great job. More. Can we say expectations? Expectations. Yes.
Suggestions.
This is a beautiful word. I like it. Expectations. Directions. Directions would go better for math.
Basics.
For science. You could use that, but in English, let's relate to a word we use in English.
Suggestion.
All right? So let's use directions. I don't mind directions if you like it.
What
I
about
can
suggestions?
stay here.
Steering.
Beautiful. I can stand here all day sharing beautiful ideas. Do you do that with your students? Allow them to think outside the box. Yes. Let's start by one. I'm going to start by table 5. I want someone to read what you have listed down as 2 of your learning norms. Direction, whatever.
Okay.
Sir,
Okay.
Mr. Ahmed.
Yes, first we should shut our mobile cells,
Super.
our mobile phones.
He says, our mobiles are all turned off. Do you all agree on that?
Yes.
Can you check your mobile phones, please?
Silent.
Yes.
Silent.
All mobile phones off or silent. Lovely. Super. 2, Mr. Ahmed.
We should respect each other's views while sharing.
Love that. High 5.
5, okay, 5.
Respect. Isn't this our dream with students, to respect the learning environment, respect different views, because it's a cultural thing in Egypt. If I'm not with you on the same page, I'm your enemy. We don't have the culture of, we can be different, but we're not indifference. We're different, we have different views, but we're not enemies. Being different is okay. So, respect each other, and we respect the differences. If I say each other's, it's inclusive teacher, because the teacher is part of this learning community. Do you think there should be a 3rd element for respect? Norms, time. This is so distracting. That's why when you think of timing your class, give them the best time you think is okay. That will match the average, not the high achievers. All right? So we need to respect time. As in and out of this lecture.
That's number 3.
I'll give a smiley to that one. We have problem with time. 1:30 means 2:30.
That's number 3.
I'll meet you 1:35. The 5 minutes unit does not exist in our dictionary. 1 minute. Yeah, 1 minute. That's set, right? So we have to respect time. What we write here teaches the students for life. Are we done with our 2 points? Lovely. No, don't burn it. Shout out for this group. Give them a big hand. All right, group number 4. Group 4. What do we have? Mr. Ahmed Zaki.
Some are the same and some are different.
Yeah?
We start with no mobile phones, as you said. No politics or religion talks.
Yes. Let's keep that a learning environment with no politics, no religion. Do you all agree on that? Yes. All right. Lovely. No politics, religion. Let's use another word. How about I say, this is a professional learning environment, right? So it is professional. Someone is nodding at the back, someone is not respecting others or respecting views. You chose the norm, right? Are you doing the norm? You have to be together. All right, the next one.
But the same way respects other ways, other views.
Choose the things that are not the same, if you have any.
Holding out hands before talking to respect and give an encouragement.
Super. As part of respect, let's set this sign all together as it's me time to talk. All right? So we'll follow the hand sign as an indicator for me talk time. If facilitator thinks they should continue, please give them this time. I'm called the facilitator. Thank you very much, Group 5. Shout out from Group 5. Give them a big hand. I have 2. Thank you. 3. 3. If they're repeated, do not cancel. New ones. Can I hear you, please?
No interruption.
I can see your Mr. Bob. Yes. All right. That's lovely.
No interruption.
There's a buzz around here. I can hear a buzz.
It's me, yeah.
The worst annoying thing for a teacher is a buzz. Sorry.
Okay, exchanging ideas.
Exchanging ideas. Do you all agree on that? Yes. Why is it so fruitful to exchange ideas? Exchange ideas. Are we always right? Are we as adults always right? No. Sometimes students do a better job. So exchanging ideas might be an eye-opener, and I agree on that. Beautiful. The other one?
No interruption.
You all agree on that? Yes. Why? Why do you think no interruption is good?
Because showing respect.
All right, no disruption, not only interruption. And disruption is a global word that includes interruption, buzzing, cutting people off while they're talking, right? So it's disruptive, very disruptive to a teacher to be doing something and someone else comes out of the moon and says, all right, I have this to say. Let's listen till the end and then share. Super. Shout out for Group 3, please. Group 2, you're not shouting out properly. You just had breakfast. Give them a big hand. Group 2, please.
In addition to all what has been said about being setting rules for the class, I thought...
Busted. Heard you. Okay. Is it hot? You can just do that and I'll do something about it. All right, they're getting it. Thank you. Okay.
In addition to all what has been said now about setting the rules for the classroom,
Yes, please.
I have been trying all the time to teach my classroom not to interfere in others' personal matters.
Super.
Yeah.
Can we just add something, because this is very important. It's a cultural thing again. My business is my business, right?
Yes.
This is what they call personal space. Personal space, and you can't talk to someone and be very close to them. You can't interfere in someone's business that is none of your business.
I myself tell them, if I ask you a personal question, don't answer.
Can we globalize that, make it bigger and write personal space? Can we write that? Respect personal space, which includes privacy, which includes not interfering in business, which includes personal stuff. Can we write that? Yes? You all want that? Yes. All right, super. Respect, that's a new one. Now that's a new one. And that's very recommended. It's needed in Egypt. Respect personal space. Super. And your other norm is?
I tell my pupils not to argue uselessly. Not to argue.
Arguing is a youth play. Arguing is nice. The word argue is okay.
No.
But you need to explain to understand. No. At the right time and at the right tone. Some students are really angry and they and some of us as adults, when we go somewhere very angry, the other person will hear us angry, they get intimidated. Arguing is okay, but if it's useful and if it's productive, that's what you want to say.
And that's it, the other.
So let's say Let's not waste time. No useless argument. I like that. Shout out for group 2, please. Give him a big hand. And group 1. Yes, sir.
The same regulations.
Who's speaking? Did you organize the spokesperson? Who is speaking?
I can add
Who is speaking here? Okay. So I'm going to listen to him. You can add after this. You have to sit down. You don't have to stand up. Thank you.
I think we have an important point
Yes.
that you must be active.
share.
That's a good one. Do you all agree on it?
Yes.
Active participants. Share. Should be green. Active. Actively involved.
Participation.
Share. Participate. These are synonyms for the same
Yes,
word.
yes.
Yes. Participation. And I'm a bad speller, by the way. Super. The next one would be?
That's what's
They took all of it?
We don't need
apply
to
or
Wow.
but obey the
Oh,
rules.
wow, wow, wow. She says at the end, I would like to end with number 10, which is rules apply.
Yes.
All these rules apply as of now.
Follow the rules.
Should we add that?
Yes.
It's a beautiful, smart gesture.
I can add one.
You're done.
Keep your class organized.
Can I please finish? This is not, I'm not focused with it. All the 9 rules apply. I can't add anything. These are beautiful set of rules. And I'm going to hold you to them. Each time you go to that class, you will have to remind your students of these golden rules. I'm giving you 1 minute to tell me something, after which I'm going to tell you a good idea if you want to add. So your students don't drain your time. Please share your idea.
It's a basic idea for all the stages. Keep your class organized and clean.
Super. I want to add this one.
It can be number
Can I
one.
please add this?
Okay, yes.
So if you undo it, you do it.
Number 10.
Yes, of course.
If you undo it, can we put a heart like this? And write
You can write
clean,
hygiene, it's enough.
clean,
Hygiene is enough.
clean, hygienic.
Yes,
Right?
it's enough.
This is our environment. It's always clean and it's always hygienic. Super. All right. One way.
Please, don't
One
clap.
way.
Don't clap for us.
Don't.
Don't clap for us.
Shout out for good coaching, guys. All right. Do you think we can do that inside our class? It's getting better, a bit better. Do you think it's a good strategy to do inside the classroom in the beginning of the year to make it a shared responsibility? You know what? If I share this with you and you agree on it, I can always come and tell you, you are responsible. You chose this. I didn't. The truth is, I guided you to it. The truth is, the teacher did it. But you only had them speak out what you want to say. So they don't feel suppressed. Because we always, as human beings, we don't like the rules. We always tend to break the rules. Ask any Egyptian the rules, they'll say, "Fi ruh qanun." That's what they do. They think of breaking the rules because they think of it. That's why we had synonyms. They're not intimidating. We had criteria, we had expectations. It's a way of, it's a shared responsibility on you. Okay? The other thing, what if a student is very smart and they keep asking those questions and at a point you feel sad because you won't be able to answer all these questions? We use a strategy called the parking lot strategy. You can name it anything. Let's think of names. Think of other names.
Agree or disagree?
It's just, and show them that picture if you can.
Parking what?
Lot. Tell them the parking lot should be filled with cars. And the cars are your questions. We can park the cars randomly, so it's chaotic. This is when we ask questions in the middle of the class. Or we can park the car in an orderly manner, one question after the next, so I can answer all your questions at the very end. This will save you class time, and this will save them the idea of interruption, which you don't like as teachers. So what other tools are we supporting our students with? We tell them there is some person who will take the questions at the end, and I'm going to pass you these. If you have a question, you don't have to write your name. Just write your question and stick it here in an orderly manner. All right? So that's a good strategy. Could you use that inside your classroom? Yes. Why?
I don't want to drain my effort.
You don't want to drain my effort. That's a super answer. What else?
I don't want, the result comes from my strategy. I don't want to waste
Can you
my-
speak up? Can you speak up? I can't hear you.
Okay. If each strategy I apply in my class, in my class,
Can you please?
outcomes or
Don't talk until everybody's listening. It's your right to be heard. Yes, ma'am, please.
I have
Ms.
like
Abir.
this. First, I don't want to drain my effort in the class.
I don't want to drain my effort in the class.
Second, I have a strategy that have objectives. I want to achieve this objective. If I give them the opportunity to speak and give me questions, I will waste my outcomes, my objectives. I want to apply all my objectives.
Definitely.
Yes, and the
So
time
those
will
are
be
rules.
lost before achieving one or two of my
Excellent. And again, sometimes they're so busy, you want to ask something before you even finish. Maybe you'll give the answer, but you don't do that after you finish a concept. Be careful. You do that while you're explaining the concept. That takes 5-10 minutes maximum. But allow them every 10 minutes to put some questions to be asked to make sure that they understood what you've already covered. So you don't tell them, now this is adult learning, so I'm sure you would know the answers to so many questions. With children, if you keep talking, and at the end you take the question, someone might get lost. So say, I'll use that strategy, finish the concept. If you're teaching proper nouns, and you're giving out examples and everything, and now it's time to pause, make sure that the learning has happened. So you need to say, I'll take the questions now to make sure we all understand and move on. So don't give a big time of no questions and then say, why didn't you get the lesson? All right?
It's like feedback, continuous feedback.
Yes, yes. It provides you with continuous feedback. Super. Are we good? Should we move on? All right, now we're starting with something called your mindset. Do you know what a mindset is? Mindset. The definition. Ask anything that comes to your mind. It doesn't have to be. There is no right or wrong answer. Mindset. M-I-N-D-S-E-T. Mindset. Excellent. But you have to. All right. No, don't say sorry. We're just learning. It's your set of beliefs. Excellent. What else? Stereotypes. All right. Okay. And a set. No. Your mindset is not your opinion. Your mindset is your thoughts, ideas, beliefs that are translated into opinion. So if, for example, I have Ahmed in my class, Mr. Ahmed is very, very off task. He always misbehaves. He always comes late and he doesn't listen. And I want to adjust that behavior, but I keep doing the same thing over and over again, deducting marks. And it's not doing me any good. And I keep doing it. It's not doing it. It gets worse. Is that a good mindset? Because I'm getting the same results. Actually, it's getting bad. It's getting worse. So I need to start thinking differently in order to get different results. If deduction is not working, why don't I talk to him one-on-one? Ahmed, I have been noticing that you've been off task lately. I don't want you to do it. Okay? But you're obliging me to do it. Now, do you think we can do something about this? Let's hear it. All right? And that's your mindset. Your mindset is your set of beliefs, your set of expectations that you do over and over again, getting the same result over and over again. Sometimes we have good results, but we need them to be better. Why don't we try? Just try. Let me prove to you something. I'm going to share with you a video. And in this video, we have a coach and a ball. And we need to count down the tosses. You know what's the tosses? The passes of the ball. No, the passes from you to you to you to someone. Of the white team. White team. White team. Can we get the light? Don't sleep. I'm going to ask you how many passes are there. Listen. Listen carefully to the prompt. This is your awareness test. Salt. I need to fix it, so I need to fix the speakers. That's a bit one finish. Let's focus again. This is your awareness test.
This is an awareness test. How many passes does the team in white make?
You have to count. Focus. Take it easy. You have to follow the notes. Let me see you now. 13, 13, 11, 13, 12, 14, 32, 11, 30. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Focus more.
This is an awareness
Slowly is
test.
not right.
How many passes does the team in white make?
Now there is 15. All right. The answer is
15.
13.
The answer is 13.
Do you want to share anything you've seen in this video? I played it twice.
Twice, yes.
Did you see anything that you want to share with me?
I saw someone wearing something like a monkey.
Did anybody else see that bear? The moon walking bear. Let's see it again. Let's see it again.
Is an awareness test.
How so? Especially
How many passes does the team in white make? The answer is 13. But did you see the moonwalking bear?
Let's do it again. Did you see it now? There it is. Wobbling and dancing. What is it saying? Can you read it for me? Read that for me. It's easy to miss something you're not looking for. I'm urging you, go back to your classrooms and think, do I have the right mindset? Is this what I'm looking for, only from book to student? Because it's very easy to miss that weak student that we think is weak all the time in spite of the fact he might be having a problem. Right? Or he just needs extra support. Or probably has problems with pronunciation that we'll work on tomorrow and the after. All right? Discover that. Because the mindset is usually, I'm focused on this. And this is the curriculum. And period. That's it. I'm not building characters. I'm just teaching English, not even learning. Students are not learning. I'm teaching. Are they learning? That's a good question. So please, your mindset is your own perspectives and thoughts and ideas. Set that, tune that right. At the end of this session, and I hope I meet your goal, what are we looking for? We're not looking for videos and the norms only. We're looking for English now, right? To make the mind shift, to be able to design a lesson, we want to design, make a lesson plan that serves both content and objectives. What is the content if I'm teaching proper nouns? Matt, can you answer that? Proper nouns. What is the content you want them to learn? Answer. You should answer. Ma'am? What is the content I want the students to learn if I'm teaching proper nouns. Sir. Names. Streets. People. What is the difference between I'm teaching for content and I'm teaching for language? Teaching the content, teaching the definition of proper nouns. But teaching the language is how to use these names properly in a sentence. Using those words I teach in a proper sentence. So the mind shift is to be able to design a lesson plan that serves both content and language. Because we are beautiful English teachers out here. We are the English teachers out here. Right? Using active learning, and we did active learning. That's why I started by the active learning. When I had you all write your names down, and I had you do the notes, and I had you watch the video. All of these are active participation tools. And then differentiation, and we'll go through this step by step as we move on. What's the roadmap? It's what I want you to share with me to know what we're doing today. Today we're going to identify the different steps of planning a lesson. How do I plan a lesson? I know you know. Let's share it. Identify the different types of curriculum. What are the different curricula I teach? Identify the difference between content and language objectives, and I think you now have an idea about this. And to determine students' academic English language. Determine that, decide that. Do they have the right academic language? And ways to support them accordingly. Let's draw. Paul, I'm going to ask you. If you agree on what I'm saying, just say the victory sign. Yes. If you don't agree, give me the no victory sign. No. All right? While you're teaching. Yes? No. All right? You're going to read the sentence, think, answer. You can do that in a different way, by the way. You can have agree, disagree, and have the students stand up. So if they agree, they go to one side. If they disagree, they go to the other. But if you have a big class, that's going to be hard. Right. I can't do it this way because I have camera here. All right. Who wants to read that for me? Can I select? Can you please read it out loud?
Travelers need maps and other tools to help direct and guide them to their destination.
Do you agree or disagree? Show me the sign. Up, high up. I want to see that. Agree or disagree?
I didn't hear it.
Read it. If you can't hear it, read it. Travelers need maps and other tools to help direct and guide them to their destination.
Yes.
If you agree, give me the signs. Huh? We all agree. Good job. Next. Sir, can you read the second prompt, please?
Travelers need maps.
No, the second prompt.
GPS has allowed travelers to more easily find their way.
Do you agree? We all agree. Good job. 3. Sir, do you want to read it? Yes, Mr. Ahmed? Do you want to read it, please? Yes?
Teachers can use information and tools to help direct and guide them in providing the most
Appropriate
learning experiences for their students.
Do you agree or disagree?
What you think about it?
Think about it. That's a good option. Thinking is always good. Teachers can use information and tools to help direct and guide them in providing the most appropriate learning experiences for their students. Super, you all agree. Lesson planning is not more than assigned paperwork. Disagree, 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 disagree. Do you agree? Agree? It's not more than assigned paperwork. It's just paperwork I have to do. Is it just that? We don't agree. Do you agree? Not more, not more. It says not more. We disagree. English language is not a target or objective.
We can't see well.
I'm reading it. I read it. English language is not a target or objective. It's our target. It is your target and objective. Of course it is. Teachers should not provide their students with teaching strategies, should not provide their students with teaching strategies and learning activities. Disagree. Learning doesn't happen that way. Arabic language should be banned from our classroom.
Primary.
I just need your opinion on this. I'll tell you that what teacher says at the end. Disagree. It should be banned. Disagree. So, are you agreeing or disagreeing?
During the English classes or Arabic?
During the class.
During the English
During the
classes?
class.
The English.
During the class. Yes, answer no.
Yes.
Do you agree or you agree? You agree? Agree. Okay. So we have more of agree.
No, disagree.
We have some agree and some disagree. Can we discuss that as we move on? Because I'm going to give you the answers.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
We have some steps before we use all English in class. Some students have to be more efficient in English language in order to
So do
say-
you agree or disagree?
I
We'll
agree.
discuss later. We don't want to waste time. Do you agree or disagree?
I agree.
When it's time we discuss, I want to hear your opinion.
Okay.
Super. All right. So some agree, some disagree. What does your lesson plan address? Now, let's play the game. I'm going to pass these out again on lesson plan. As a group, you will think together, if I'm planning the lesson, what are the steps I need to do? Like, for example, I'm going to give you one. Warm up. That's one thing. As a group, do that. You have 5 minutes to write down your lesson plan, steps, and then, no, I'll give you more in case you want to ask questions. Sir, I'll give you more if you want to ask You have 5 minutes and they start in 30 seconds ago.
المايند ماب بقى نعمل المايند ماب وبعد كده نكمل طبعا بالطريقه المايند ماب بقى يعني نتفق مثلا في مايند ماب نقسمها بقى لمايند ماب كذا One on each one? على كل ورقة on each one
Each one faster.
Remember that? That would be a great idea. We ask you to come up and show them the way they are. So you can cover them and then yes, sir. I need to try this each one because you're going to sort them out even more. Each step, one thing. We have 5 steps and I All of them. But as you're going to present here, one in order. All right, we have 2 more minutes because you use the discussion and the writing together. So we have 2 more minutes before we start. Listen up, everybody. No, please. I'm starting to hear my voice. It's too early in the morning. It's too early to hurt, but I usually do that by 3. I don't do it early. After we're done, we're going to have one representative from each group. Come here, please, Mr. Ahmed, and post the order of your lesson plan. In order, in your order, the way you did it, in the same order. Okay, please continue. You've got 2 minutes.
كل ورقه فيها واحد في عندنا حيلات وهو assignment
Time. I'm going to ask. Time. 3 times. Do you need more time?
Yes.
Do you need more time?
Yes, 2 minutes more. 2 minutes.
Do you all agree on more time?
Yeah.
You get 2 more minutes to do it. That's
evaluation. فيدباك بعد فيدباك بعد بعد كده assignment وبعد كده سيلف في ورقة
No, the 2 minutes are over.
Okay.
I'm sorry, it's too hot. It's too hot on me too. I just went out and told them this is not conducive and they're working on it. Do we want to share now? Can we spend so we forget about hot weather? Can we put them here in order, please? I want one stands to put in order, in your order. Group 2, group 3, one stands and lays these down in order. Yes, Group 2 and 5, please. Let's see what we have here. Thank you very much for your participation. It's been very, very objective. And I have the word objectives. Warm up, then objectives. AIDS review, no objectives. Learning outcomes.
Means objectives.
Objectives. I was thinking it's the same one. Objectives. So I have 4 objectives and 1 warm-up. Group 2, warm-up is very, very necessary. But before we warm up, you need to know what you're warming up for. So the objective is, as per se, by the end of this lesson, the students should be able to. So we start by objectives. Let's see the answers here. They're all together. I'm not going to share this. So first thing is objectives. All of you got it right. Second, teaching aid strategies, skills, classroom warm-up, presentations, practice, not allowed. All right, they're all right. But I would say warm-up is the second step. And now we can use the word warm-up in 2 ways. as, say, active learning warm-up, just to break the ice. So this is one way of doing the warm-up. And the other one is to assess what the students already know. So we need to do some sort of re-assessment warm-up. It is included in that. It is included, part of the warm-up is to do assessments. So instead of having several prompts for a lesson plan, let's put them all together in 5 or 6 points so we don't get confused. That's the aim of this session. What are my objectives? How do I break the ice with students? While I'm doing this, I want to assess what they already know to build upon it. I can't teach unless I know what you already know. Right? So this is a way for me, for example, to reassess your knowledge. Reassess what you already know. Review. So review what you know. So objectives, warm up. We have new objectives here. Aims. All right. So I have warm up. Excellent. You all did it right, almost. I'll just move this to this side. Right. The second one, or the third one now. I've warmed up. I did the first part of the lesson. I need to explain the lesson. There are so many names to it. You guys called it
Presentation.
new material.
New material.
Excellent. Material. Review. I don't know what review means.
Warm-up, I think.
So it falls with warm-up here. So aims are objectives. Review and warm-up are the same. Yes. Yes. Strategies, I think it's the presentation. What do I do? So I'll put it with the aids. What aids do I use to do? All three of them are presentations. Right? And here, extension. Extension is not presentation. Extension is reassessing. So practice would be presentation, right?
After presentation.
After
No, no,
presentation,
no.
no.
After presentation, practice.
Where? Oh, okay. You don't have presentation.
You have to put presentation.
So you need to add
Presentation. Yeah.
Okay?
It's not us. We're fine.
Who is group 2? You need to add presentation. I'm putting them together. Presentation. Skills. They're all the same. Can we be together, please? So number 1 is objectives, aims, goals. Can we listen, please? And the second one, warm-up, which is pre-assessment, reviewing what the students already know. Pre-presentation, which is finding the skills, relaying the content, what you want the students to learn. That's number 3. Then, what you need students to know, to do, implement what you've already taught them. So there comes practice, number 4.
I think before presentation.
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Yeah.
Before presentations.
Finish first.
Yes, I'm listening.
Yeah, you have to choose your strategy, your teaching aids before.
All of these fall, can you please listen? I agree very much.
Yeah.
All of these fall under one category.
Presentation.
In the presentation. Because what you're presenting, part of it is how am I going to present it?
Yeah.
And how am I going please, sir.
Yeah, but
can we please be one meeting? Please.
You choose your teaching aids about
the
for objectives. For your objectives.
So it is included with either the objectives or the presentation.
I think when you choose your objectives, you run to your teaching aid to choose it before presentation.
Again, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying it is not an aim by test. But you can put it in objectives, right? You can put it in presentation, right?
For example, warming up, I have an idea about warming up. We can have for each objective, for each task, a special warming up for it. Not only just warming up at the beginning of the lesson and finish. We can have.
How many objectives do you have per class?
About three.
Maybe
3? Yeah.
Two. Can I please stop here? I'm not saying your practices are right or wrong. I'm in no position to judge. But as per the latest research, the best amount of objectives you can have is a maximum of 2.
Only two.
We have
One is the idealist, but we have a lot of work to do, so we can go up to 2.
effective
If
domain.
you have 3, 6 objectives, these
No,
are not achievable.
only 3.
It's going to be harder.
One of them will be effective
I'm
domain.
not in a position to tell you what's right. I'm sharing what
No,
I...
are sharing, we are discussing.
Yes,
to-
it's your call.
No.
Can I please make that point clear? Aids supporting a material, including the books, by the way, are supporting material. They're not the objective. The objective is not the book. The objective is not the strategy. My objective is what is the outcome at the end of this lesson. Always remember this. The student is able to verify the difference between proper noun and common noun. Understand how to use.
Aids will help you to achieve your objective.
So you cannot put it as, and you can put it as a subtitle.
Subtitle, yes.
But it is not a subtitle. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm giving you the global. I agree with you. But as a subtitle. What I meant here was, by the way, Aids are very right. He's very right. If we don't know what we're presenting with, if we're not prepared with active learning, we'll miss the whole lesson. But the main practical lesson plan has to include these.
Yeah.
Sometimes in some class you will not be using the aids because you're testing.
Because I want warming
Right.
up for each
Are you listening? Are you getting it?
I got it.
Yeah. Are you getting it? Aids are very important to include in a lesson plan. But it is a subtitle. It supports the presentation or supports the warm-up or supports the...
They are not targets. They help.
They're supporting aids. That's why they call supporting aids.
Yes.
Yes, sure.
Yeah.
All right, are we good? Can we finish this and I'll get back to the question and answer session. Now, after presentation, what do we need? Why? What do we need to practice? It's the right answer.
To be sure that I achieve my objective.
High five to that. Two?
Change my strategy if I finish.
Bravo, bravo. The whole idea is about learning. It's not only to make sure that I'm teaching right, it's to make sure that, do I need to change the presentation? Right? What else?
It's the rule of the student to do what you are want them to do. The rule
To assess.
to assess.
The word
To
is
assess.
assess. So not assess the teaching. Because I might be teaching here and I'm on a different island.
It gives them
Yes.
feedback.
Right?
Feedback.
So, yes, I'll listen to you. I need the students to be on the same page
To
with me.
fix it.
Am I doing the right job? So basically assessment is not only teachers and student centered, it is instruction centered, not teacher, instruction centered. Someone wanted to share a thing and they cut me off. Yes, please. No cutting off.
Drax gives me feedback.
Yeah, definitely. That's assessment feedback. And we'll talk about feedback because feedback might be you're doing a good job. Is that good feedback? Is that good feedback? You're good. Good in what? What good in what area? You're doing a lousy job, a bad job. In what? What do I need to do as a student to fix myself or to do a better job? So, for the students, sometimes you put in this note on the paper, you are excellent. In what? Understanding.
Be specific.
How do I know you mean understanding? How do I know? One talks at a time. How do I know what you have in mind is what I understand? Okay. How do you do feedback? That's the question. You cannot answer something. Can we please know ourselves up?
Yeah.
I'm not asking the question. I'm telling you that in order to have a good feedback, you have to be precise. You are excellent. Now that's a question. You are excellent. Is that a good feedback?
No.
Why not? That's the question. Why not? You want to answer, please? You want to answer that? If I'm telling you, you are excellent on a paper where you get 10 out of 10. No. Ma'am, the question, is that good feedback? If I'm telling you you are excellent, is that good feedback?
No.
Why not? That's the question. Why not? Do you know why not?
Yes.
I'm asking her. Do you know why not? No, yes or no? Why not?
You don't know.
Okay, I don't think you understand what I'm saying. If I put you on this paper now, you are excellent. Is that good feedback for you? No, of course not. Why not? I'm asking you
For the
why
student
not?
or for the teacher?
That was an assessment.
That's good feedback.
I'm sorry? It's not clear. Is it clear for you? Why not?
Not obvious.
Didn't tell me what an excellent ad. Yes.
You're good. Is that good feedback?
Good.
We
Excellent.
do that. We
On
do
a
that,
bad
right?
level?
As educators. If
On
I'm
a
telling
bad-
you
Please.
your work is not good, is that good feedback? Why not?
Not good
Hey,
at what?
why not? Don't answer me.
You
Think.
you have to specify.
Exactly.
as
You need to work on grammar. That's good feedback. You need to work on your
Vocabulary.
writing skills. That's perfect feedback.
spelling.
You are doing a great job with the use of nouns in a sentence. Now the students know that. My teacher told me I'm very good with using nouns in sentences. But you are good, you are bad, you are excellent, you are a superstar. That's not good feedback. And that's what we do. I used to do that, by
Be
the way.
specific.
I used to do that till 2 years ago.
Write a comment.
No, to tell students, because I'm not a teacher anymore. When I see a student passing by the hallway, you're doing great. In what?
Handwriting.
So the next day they would come out of school uniform, for example. I just told you were doing great, and I meant the uniform. You never told me, miss. You just told me you're great. Right? So be careful.
But sometimes you need to write excellent, very
Agree.
good.
For what?
For
Specify.
For engagement.
For a skill.
Do that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying don't do that. I'm saying excellent.
We need to give them praising words. It's
Give
something
it-
good.
And sometimes you need to close your eyes to achieve
All
a
right,
bigger.
can we do that? Let's refer to the notes, please. Is that not disrupting? When two talk at the same time? That's disrupting. Don't blame students. Can we please? Yes, I understand your point. What I'm saying, let me answer the question and then we can move on.
Yeah.
You said it's okay to use excellent. Can I comment on that?
Nothing more.
Very okay to use excellent, but it doesn't tell the students excellent in it. So I would say, write it if you like it, but underneath, write excellent in this and that.
Yeah.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
Make it
More
clearer
specific.
for
More
them.
specific.
Yes.
Clear for
Clear,
them.
yeah, yeah.
For them.
So I shouldn't say you are a good boy, but you are a good boy in handwriting.
Excellent. Let's not specify. I wouldn't say you are a good person to a child. I would say your writing is very good, because the ones sitting here, if they're young, they think that why didn't I get a good person? No, I'm a bad person. Be very specific with the use of feedback or the words in feedback. Genuine. Be genuine. Be authentic. Be related to the content, not related to the person. Do we personalize? Do I judge you by the way you look? I judge you by the way you do. Behave. Read. Especially if I'm teaching English, I judge you by the proficiency. We will talk about it. Can I move on, please? Because this is eating up the session time. Write it down on a parking lot. Let's use the parking lot. Let's use the parking lot stand. If we have questions. Let me finish that, and if we have time, I'm going to get all the notes. Now we've reached the point where we said practice, and then after we practice, what do we need to do at the end? Let's check that. Excellent. Assignment. An assignment is an assessment. It is an assessment. Assessment, evaluation, they're all falling under the category of assessment. So we've cut up a whole long trail into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're missing one, I'll tell you which one is it. Now, objectives, homework practice, feedback, homework assignment is the assessment. I don't know what the extension means. Group 2, yes. No, there is. Can you please listen to group 2?
Some students have more questions on. Some students are creative about the grammar. I do this type of
Excellent. I will add that to my notes. This is a beautiful note. I'll tell you what they call. So we have new objectives, warm up. That's the warm up. We said free assessment will be included in there. Practice is the presentation. And we have homework assignment. And I would add to it, from my perspective, assessment, which includes homework assignment, is a way to assess. Quizzes, Q and answer, questions and answers. Classwork is a way to assess them. Projects, research, there's a way of assessing the students while they're doing the job. So assessment,
Please give us definition.
I will give you definitions for everything. Practice here, homework assignment, assessment. Assessment for learning means all what the teacher does inside the class that tells the teacher if the student is learning. As simple as that. If the student is learning, you will know from the homework, right? You will know from the classwork, the way they participate. You will know from the quizzes, the results, right? You will know from the project they do, they work in a group. So this is assessment. So you can't just say, I assess students only by giving a homework, because maybe they're not doing the homework themselves. Someone else is doing it for them.
It means to check fruitful
check for
production.
learning. No, check for learning. Check for the product. What is the product you want?
I said
Learning.
fruitful production.
Yes. Check for that. Check for learning. Check for what they want. You want them to learn. Could be homework, could be anything, right? The last thing and only important thing. Let's first fix these. We have learning outcomes, which are the objectives, material and presentation, strategy, measuring the skills, presentation. This is all one thing, right? And then, we have practice and feedback. I would say group 4, be careful. Practice is assessment, feedback is a separate note.
Yeah.
So split these two away from each other. Practice is assessment, feedback is feedback. Teacher's self-evaluation, brilliant. Brilliant. The best person to evaluate a teacher inside the class is to go out of that class knowing if you need to work more. Yes? The best evaluator for you is yourself.
Yes, we have.
Yes.
Self-evaluation.
Oh, she dashed it off. She dashed it off, that's why.
We mean self-evaluation.
So these are very important points. Now practice, let's put these together. Objectives, warm up. New material is presentation. Skills, presentation. Strategy, presentation. Homework assignment is assessment, right? Self-evaluation, super job. You all earn stars. Super job. Super job. And then we have the last step is feedback. Any learning that happens inside the class without giving the proper feedback is no learning. You just teach, leave, we can do it that way. We used to do it that way, isn't it? Huh? We used to do it in our own, in my own school. They used to come, teach, leave. From book to student, from book to student. No assessment, no feedback, no proper feedback on this. Let us see the process now. Who wants to read that to help me out? Come here and read it. Who wants to help out present? Middle table? Do you want to come and read? Yeah, why not? Which one? I'll read. Can you please write it down on the parking lot? Now it's time to read. Write it down. Go help me out with this if you want.
Read number 1.
Whatever, read it all. Process. First one is
Objective.
finding an objective. Do we all agree on that?
Yes.
Let's add to it. Objectives are content related. What am I teaching? Language related. How are they using the English? For English teachers, objectives are 2. Content related, I'm teaching and use stories. That's content. Language, are they able to read the story? That's another thing. 2.
Pre-assessment.
Which we call
Warm up.
warm up. Excellent. Check prior knowledge. What do they
Prior
know?
knowledge.
And decide.
Determine students. Different
Yes.
levels.
Super. 3.
3. Presentation.
Presentation. It should not. Can we stop here,
Not
Mr.
more than it.
Mr. Ali? Can we stop here? Presentation. We should not present to a group of students more than 15 minutes. The mind will stop by then. That's why, remember when I was saying have 1 or 2 objectives maximum.
We have 12 hours of training today. 12 hours.
Oh yeah, that's a situation. It doesn't happen all the time, yes?
Yeah. Just for fun. Yeah.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
But with students, it's a whole year. It's a whole year. No, I know this one is really
to
for you and for us.
Yeah.
How about us standing here? How about us? How about us as well? So it is a matter of they get distracted or they get totally outside the class after 10, 15 minutes. So that's why do not talk more than 15 minutes. Have them interact with you. All right, sir?
Can you ask students what to do with the whole day in the session?
Beautiful answer. A beautiful question. Now say that again, but only speak out so they can hear you.
Say, can we use the rule of the will be day in presentation instead of presentation?
Do you have an answer to that? Can you have the students role play during presentation time? Can the students do it for you?
I don't have.
You don't have?
Because as a teacher, I have to present my lesson. Then after that, I can make my students role play through dialogues.
So you think you get good results if you do it that way?
Yes, I apply this in my class.
Do you get good results if you do it that way? No, with this way. Is
Yes,
that good?
yes,
Do you get good results
Yes,
then?
yes.
So keep doing it. Huh.
In some situations, I can use the volunteers pupils to help me to present solution.
Is that doing you good results? Giving you good results?
Yeah, I can
doing it.
Yes, especially teaching out young.
I would do that. I get the best results if I tell them, this is what I'm going to work with tomorrow. Help me plan. Actually, I get better results.
Live learning.
But I am always there, standing here, because I don't want them to make a mistake. Definitely they make a mistake.
To help,
Students.
to help.
To facilitate, like what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
Make it easy. And guess what? They learn better from
Students learn effectively from the
peer learning.
I can
All right.
ask the students to
I'm sorry?
I can ask the students to prepare the lesson before I teach it.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes, if you trust them.
Yeah.
But you have to be very prepared there. You don't want them to make mistakes. They might perceive something wrong. So you have to fix that. Okay, the switching roles or whatever you call it, role play or whatever, you call it anything. Teachers playing students and students playing teachers is a very good
Live
strategy.
education.
But I will say something about it. I use it as a pre-assessment and I couldn't get who's good and who's not really on task. I use it when I know the students better. By time I use it. I don't tend to use it in the very first beginning because it does not give me a clear idea about their levels. In the pre-assessment phase, I need levels, I need numbers.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Under some conditions, you can use this.
Yes. If it's doing you a great result, do it. If it's not,
Leave it.
change. Because each class have their own style, their own shape, their own flavor.
Nature.
So if what might work for a class might not work for the others who need to be writers, meditators. You get it? Sir.
I want to say the most important step here is warming up. How can we make warm up in class?
Okay, that's a question that I need you to we're discussing for this. Can you please post it here? We need to finish this. You have a role to do now. You're the teacher. You're ignoring your role. Sir, continue reading.
Number 4, practice.
Practice, practice, practice. Practice. What do we call
As a verb or as a noun?
practice as a verb? Practice as a noun. All right. Can we use a synonym for practice? Can you use here?
Assessment.
Excellent. I would say practice is not only assessment, it's
Doing.
okay. Implementation.
Yeah.
Applying.
Yeah.
Continue, sir.
Whole class example.
Now we're doing it, chunking it, we're breaking practice out so you know what sort of practice are we talking about.
Yeah.
Either we have the whole class practice in a Q&A session, okay? Or either we use the appropriate strategy. As I was telling you, each group has a certain flavor, each class has a certain style. We need to work on it, okay? Continue.
Using the appropriate strategy active learning, and TI.
Yes.
Example,
Tiering.
tiering.
I'll tell you about tiering in the next session. Tiering instruction. Cutting the instruction into 3 chunks. Instruction, the same exact lesson for the above level, the average, and the below level. Or the less able, we call them now. This is tiering. You know Ru'at? Tiering reminds me of Sanate Ru'at. Yeah, right? You're like, no. It's layers. Layers. Look at students as different layers. All right? المقرمش, filling, up. All right? That's how I look at it. All right. Feedback.
Letter C, feedback, formative assessment.
Tamam.
5, assessment, check what each student learning.
You can't, there's a mistake here. You have to have assessment before feedback. So 5, then 4. 4 falls in 4, 5, and all right. You can't give feedback before you assess. So there is a mistake in the order. All right.
Example, presentations, HW, watch.
It doesn't matter. Read the last one, please.
Number 6, teachers, reflection.
Here, what did you call it? You're doing a great job. Thank you very much. Shout out for Mr. Ali. Good job. Okay. If you're doing this using different names, we don't mind. We just want you to do it. This is the latest research on planning. Under presentation, you can add aids, supporting tools, activities, blah, blah, blah. Under teacher's reflection, self-evaluation, self-adjustment, what you were telling me, I need to adjust my instruction. Judgment, everything. All right, are we good?
Yes.
This is the foundation of it. Now, active learning. What is active learning? It is anything that involves students in doing. Not listening, you're just listening, doing.
I have a video,
You have so many videos. Oh my God, you have so many videos. All right. We'll check the video he has and we'll share it if it's appropriate and it serves the content.
My strategies, just 10 minutes.
Wow, 10 minutes is a lot. 10 minutes is a lot. All right. Okay, I'll check it. I'll check it. I'll check it, and if it works, I'll tell you. Okay, so active learning is anything that involves students in doing things. It's just do more than watch. Simple. Do more than watch. And differentiation. Let me share with you the recent definition of 2 words, or the recent definition of 2 phrases. 2 types of learning. Do you know the difference between them? And transformational. If you know, please raise your hand so I can see.
Give us more, please.
Yes, please. Information.
I think information learning, I give student just information to keep in mind.
Yes.
Transformational is they use this information to solve.
Well, perfectly. Informational learning is increasing the knowledge. You have knowledge, main knowledge of nouns. I want you to increase your knowledge in nouns, so I start exposing you to different proper nouns, different common nouns, when to capitalize the noun and when not to capitalize the noun, for example. Now, can be simple, can be difficult. Remember the tiers? Instructions can be difficult, instruction can be simple. And then change what a person knows. Like now you know that a lesson plan has aids. For example, it should be a subtitle. For example, that's what I'm, maybe you're not convinced, it's your call. No, I'm just saying for students as well. You do that with students, trust me. All right? But on the other hand, transformational is this mindset I was telling you about in the morning. I shouldn't be the center of learning. Who should? Students. So it's okay, the students, to play the role of a teacher. That's transformation. The question is, which one is better?
Transformation.
All right, here.
It's an art to make him learn.
Transformation.
You're almost having the right answer, depending on what?
What situation?
Communication between.
Let me tell you what research says. Research says a balance. You know why? What? A balance. If you do too much transformational, which is activity, 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 you have a chaos, big chaos in your class. And that's not wanted, right? If you do informational, which is tell them the knowledge, that's cool. But you can't do that for a whole 40 minutes. That's boring. So that's why we said presentation, 15 minutes. Activity, 10 minutes to serve the presentation. A balance of it.
Yeah.
A balance between informational, transformation. Bear in mind, we have different learners. We have visual, right? We have auditory, and we have kinesthetic. So I keep transferring, informing them. The kinesthetic will be bored. They will not understand. And if I keep them all the time active, transformational, the visual and the kinesthetic need some time to grasp the concept. So we have to have a balance of it. Are we good?
Can I ask something, please?
Just this, and I'll have all your questions. Look at this picture and reflect. This is differentiation. If you go to a shop, does small size fit you all? Does the X large fit you all? Does the large fit you all? Or do you choose your perfect size?
My science fits all.
Did we agree on having the mobile phones on silent?
No. Not silent. Yeah.
Someone's phone rang.
Yes.
All right. Look at this. It's just differentiation. Do you know what differentiation is in Arabic?
Again, Arabic.
As simple as this. One size doesn't fit all. X large doesn't fit all of us. If X large fits all of us, then the same way fits all the children. So you have to have different activities. The elephant is different than the peacock, than the snake, than the rat. So it's ensuring that what or how a student learns matches his or her abilities, skills level, interests, and learning profile. That's a lot of words. And I can't do it all now. I'll stop here, take your questions, and we'll continue the next session. If you have a question, did you post it in the parking lot? I just want to talk. Okay, do you have any question?
Stickers.
Yes, sure. You had a question a minute ago. Now nobody has a question? Should I move on?
Question.
You just have questions, guys. Go on. Do you have a question?
For next session, not now.
We can consider preparation, knowledge, as we said, as a flip learning.
A what? A flip learning? A what? I didn't hear the...
Flip learning, yes.
No, I didn't hear the beginning of the question. Can you say the whole question?
Can we consider preparation? Give students a lesson to prepare and then
yes, we can.
As it was me as a flip
yes,
learning?
we can. Yes, we can. Again, I'm going to say that again and again. Be very careful when you assign students preparation. They may misunderstand the concept. So you have to be around them to make sure they understand it right. It's a good strategy if it's used right. So preparation is flip learning, if you call it flip learning. Play the role of a teacher. Yes?
Right? The chair. And there to
Do you mean flip learning, playing the role of a teacher? No? Flip learning for you, is it playing the role of a teacher? I'm asking.
Flip learning? Sorry.
Yes, is it playing the role of a teacher?
No.
What is flip learning? No, this is how you define it. It's not an opinion, it's a definition.
No, only I say students give a time in their homes to prepare a lesson, give videos or something or materials like that.
It's beautiful.
Living classroom.
So you're flipping the roles.
Living classroom.
Yes. That's giving them some role of a teacher. That's the right. Beautiful strategy. All right, I have a question here, or two questions. Thank you very much for posting these on the parking lot. It says presentation 15 minutes. How I should distribute timing classes?
I have 1 hour and 30 minutes.
That's a long time. That's good. Isn't that good?
How should I distribute time?
I would say I cannot give you a straight answer, but I'll say what I do in summer. Is that good enough?
Okay.
I'd say I'll give. How many students are inside your class?
37.
All right, that's average. 37 is average. So I'd say. You get the I'd say she asked a very important question. How am I supposed to distribute my time? I'd say I'll give 10 minutes for warm up. Don't like that. It's think.
I try to think.
I don't use me because we're different. I'm telling you what I do with 1 hour 30 minutes. I'd use warm up. I'll use all these strategies and time them. And I'll specify the objectives of the lesson. That will take another 15 minutes to warm up and everything. Maybe I could use more time in the warm up. I can't have a set of time plan because it happens, situations happen. And I start assessing their prior knowledge, all right? And then I start the presentation maximum. If I have an hour and a half, that would be 20 minutes of presenting. And then I'd have 1 or 2 activities, that's another 30 minutes. You know, when they learn, during the implementation, which is the implementation time. Now that's around an hour, 5 minutes, right? I'd use 10 minutes to assess them by telling them, grab a piece of paper, let's solve this, and dictate the question or have it ready on the board. Give them 10 minutes to assess. And I'd flip the paper, tell them, assess each other's work. That's a start. Let's start giving feedback then. I'd do it that way. But it depends on your class, on your platform. We don't have the same.
So we have self-evaluation.
Of course we do. Of course we do. We can implement it among students. But don't write anything. Think of ways that suit you, your own practice. What should I do? Why should I ban Arabic in class? Did I say you can ban Arabic in class? I didn't say yes or no. I said we'll discuss it later. Can we wait till as the session moves on? Because I have a study to share with you. Regarding this use of Arabic, I have a big study to share with you. How can we make warm-up easily? You tell me. Do you have any idea about an easy warm-up? Anything you want to share with your peers?
Please, if I'm teaching, for example, past simple, I will tell a story using past simple. Is that simple?
Or I
I
prepare a play, a skit.
the previous knowledge.
Small video, skit. Skit, stand up.
General question.
I throw a general question.
Riddles.
I need to change my mindset. I need you to start working on it. It's hard. It's hard to change what you believe in. It's really hard. But the challenge is, if it gives you good results, I like it. It's hard. I know it's very hard for a teacher to change their ways of thinking. Especially the old teachers, I will leave. I'm 30 minutes doing the same thing over and it's giving them good results. Why should I change? But you have to change. Because students change.
Big eyes.
The least thing they can do if you tell them something that they don't like is Google it. On a click, they will know. Right?
Again, what did you say?
I'm sorry, I don't get the question. So do you want to ask me? What did I say?
You said that the student may not be attentive for you. What was your...
I didn't say it like that. I said we need to change our way of thinking. In order to get a good class, we need to change the ways of where we think. So we have better results. Not the attention. I said the way we think. Okay?
Yeah.
Anyway, break time. Thank you very much. I'll see you in half an hour. Have a good time, please.